Over the weekend, as the Dems were melting down like Pelosi's face on a hot day, Trump speaks to Putin, makes plans for Iran, and announces that he's the new chairman of the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. The Kennedy Center is funded by us, of course, and as usual, has become a bastion of left-wing causes, including drag queen shows for kids. It's like MSNBC opened up a theater where Sam Brinton and Admiral Levine had boxed seats. Trump even signed an EO designating February 9th as Gulf of America Day. What do you make of that? Definitely not a sombrero. He even got rid of the penny. Now I'll have to give the homeless Canadian pennies. So it's no wonder the left is more off balance than Kamala leaving happy hour. And watching them try to figure it out reminds me of watching Joe try to put on his jacket on a windy day. Trump signed more EOs in 10 days than any predecessor did in their first 100, and the media is flailing. The Washington Post published this scary headline: Trump's second term is all about curtailing government's power and reach. As if that's what he wasn't elected to do. And by calling it out, they just admitted that he's no fascist. But they're even too stupid to realize that. Brilliant men like me have to point it out to them. Oh, thank you. You agree. Sometimes I have to point it out myself. I mean, what fascist ever sought to shrink government? Did Hitler, Mussolini, etc.? They expand, never shrink. Truth is, as one side of government tries to expose waste, fraud, and abuse, the other side is the waste and fraud itself. No wonder they view Doge as an act of terror. So ask yourself, which side is more useful? The one which is stuck in an era they just can't get out of? Or the other one? No one in the media or the left can comprehend the USAID scandal because they never had to. They never had to be efficient or make a profit or prevent loss. They think they're scoring points by defending the funding of Politico while hurricane victims get kicked out of hotels. The Dems today are living in a worldview so narrow they can't imagine anything beyond identity. They're like a junkie who can't see the life beyond junk, beyond the comfort of the moral high ground they've gifted themselves. But the rest of us get it, which is why the crowd went nuts for Trump and not Swift. Maybe she should write a breakup song about that. Welcome! Tonight's guest, he's got many gifts like talent, wisdom, and that leather thong I sent him. Host of the Guy Benson Show, Guy Benson. His comedy special went to #1 at Gitmo. Comedian, host of the Jim Norton Can't Save You podcast, Jim Norton. She's way past due, meaning more cat for you. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor, Ketchup. And finally, the National Weather Service names his sneezes. New York Times bestselling author, comedian, and former NWA World Champion, Guy, if I may call you that. What's up, Guy?
I am wearing it per your request.
Oh, I thank you. All right. What a difference 4 years, 8 years makes. I mean, they're cheering him. It is kind of surprising that this is the first time a president has been to a Super Bowl.
I feel like if I were president, that would be my #1 thing. I'd say, all right, the campaign was awful. People hate me. There are threats against me. Damn it, I'm going to a Super Bowl. And no one had done it before this guy. And I was not sure he would get that reception, honestly, because people were saying, well, he was cheered at his previous football game appearances. I'm like, yeah, well, that was in Alabama and at the Army-Navy game. So this one was a tougher test because you had at least half the crowd as Philadelphia fans, and they boo everything.
Right.
They booed Santa Claus. That's a real thing that they did. And they're all actually criminals and should be deported to Gitmo, but that's a separate story.
I don't think you'll get any disagreement here.
Yeah, well, there was one guy I saw in an Eagles thing in the crowd, and he's been asked to leave already.
Oh, that was
my request. But I do think that that was a moment where it's like, okay, things have changed. They said we can never normalize Donald Trump, and the most normal thing ever is a president being cheered at the biggest American event of the year, and it's Donald Trump. So that whole push is dead. It has failed.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, Jim, if I may call you that?
I like it, but spell it G-Y-M.
Because a lot of men love to work out in you. You know, I don't know. Maybe that joke was always back there waiting to come out.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what's interesting, though? It's like, if you look at what Guy just said, there's something distinctly American about Trump that we all suddenly kind of realized. Like, the Super Bowl is big and loud, so is he. And it's kind of like everybody's, I think, come to the conclusion that, you know what? He's about as American a president you're going to ever find. A host of a reality show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's willing just to say who he likes in the game.
Yeah.
Like there's something very basic about a guy who is willing just to go, I like Patrick Mahomes, he likes me. So I hope they win. You know, I like them a lot better. Like there's just something. First of all, I think he only got those tickets because he's president. I tried to get tickets, they were sold out. And all of a sudden, he gets them. So it's all bullshit. But the fact that he's the sitting president of the United States, and he trolled Taylor Swift. Like, there's something very relatable about that. Like, that's exactly what I would do if somebody trashed me publicly and I got cheered and they didn't. I'd go, eh.
Yes.
But I'm not the president of the United States.
But he's us.
He does, yes.
You may not be the president, but he is you. So he doesn't forget that she endorsed Kamala and then made a big stink about it, and now he goes, he is us.
That, which I don't know if that's good or not. Like, you know, like when I think of myself, I'm like, do I really want me running the country? You know, there'd be a major crisis, and I'm looking at porn at 2:00 in the morning.
Kat,
yes.
Did Taylor Swift deserve this?
No. Okay, here's the thing. Plenty more people than just teenage girls like Taylor Swift. She's
Gay men.
extremely No, she's extremely popular. No, she's extremely popular. It is funny that she got booed. I mean, like, I think that's just objectively true that it's funny. But I don't think it had to do with politics as much as people are so sick of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
People are so sick of the Chiefs. Chiefs fans are even sick of the Chiefs, which is... I don't think there were that many of them there. Like,
Yeah.
I think they were like, we're tired of being in the Super Bowl. So I think that had more to do with it than politics.
They were sick of her as well.
Well, didn't she ask to, like, not be on camera anymore? I think she might be a little sick of herself at this point.
But you know when somebody asks not to be on camera, that's even a humble
You
brag.
can't relate to that at all.
I always say, no pictures, no pictures. They know that. They'll know I'll throw them out.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I wish I were, because I wish I could feel the things I see the people feeling when they see her. Like, they get so excited.
Adults who are Taylor Swift fans
There's so many.
Are like adults who go to Disneyland and don't have kids.
No. Adults, there's something deeply wrong with adults who don't go to Disney without kids.
Yeah.
That I do not stand behind that.
You know, the worst ones are the people that go there without kids and then leave with kids.
No argument there, Greg.
Tyrus,
Great call, very astute.
Tyrus,
Yes.
did you find the Super Bowl a different kind of tone or mood than normal?
The entire week was different. Okay. First of all, I found out that I'm a celebrity. And the worst time to ever be a celebrity. Because no one gives anymore if you're a celebrity.
Yes.
The only people who really cared was like Fox, like, look at the celebrities at our game. And America was like, move, the little Kevin Hart's in the way of the field. They don't care. America's back. America's the celebrity. When you see the soldiers, you cheer. When you see police officers, you go, thank you for still being here. It's a completely different vibe. And everyone is kind of walking around like they walked out of the house naked and the neighbor said, nice job, looking good, man. You've been working out. Because no one's afraid to speak their mind anymore. Listen, I've been a black conservative forever, and there was a good stretch where I was Uncle Tom, couldn't be on TV, nothing, this, that, whatever. And if I did see another brother, he was like, hey, good job, but don't say hi to me. They were coming out the woodworks literally. Lawrence Taylor, Marcus, all these NFL legends. Tyrus, oh my God, I watch Flavor Flav screaming at the red carpet. Tyrus, I watch you every night. I love the Gutfeld show. How's Kat? Is she having the baby? And I'm supposed to be interviewing him. I was just like, here, take the mic. Anything else you want to know? Can I get on the show? And I was just like, man, I said, where the hell have y'all been? And they said, look, you ran through the woods for us. And yes, you got banged up and scratched up or whatever, but Trump cut the trees down, and when you look around, we're all here. And I'm like, that's not better. So, but it's true.
That's a great analogy.
Also, during the game, there was a pick six.
Yes, there was.
It was
Kat.
the first time that I saw one and I knew what it was.
Yes.
Good for you, Kat.
But,
Good
you know,
for you.
just advice to Taylor, shake it off.
Yeah.
Hey, Kat, did you ever think growing up that Flavor Flav would one day inquire about your pregnancy?
I'd always hoped.
I think if it would have been, if I were reported back, Dennis Rodman asked about the baby, then it would have been probably
I would have fainted.
baby.
I would have fainted. Yeah, the
probably
baby would have come out and I would have fainted.
Yeah, but
All right, we must move on. Up next, a guard did his job keeping out a lefty mob.